The 12th round of the FIM MX2 Motocross World Championship came to the Casino Bond Grand Prix of the Czech Republic, and in moto number 1 for MX2 it was rainy conditions, but Ken Roczen got off to the whole shot ahead of his teammate Jeffrey Hurlings. Jake Nichols was third, number 45, but then got passed here by Gauthier Paulin on the Monster Energy Yamaha. Jeffrey Hurlings survived this big moment towards the latter stages of the first race and managed to hold on to that second position as he tried to claw back his teammate. Jake Nichols then lost 4th position to the 131 of Nicolas Aubin, although he did fight straight back, but the Frenchman did claim back that position a couple of corners later. Jake Nichols, though, would go on to finish in 5th place and take his best result of the season so far. Gauthier Paulin, though, went out with about 5 laps to go and had to park the Monster Energy Yamaha at the bottom end of the circuit. No 3rd place finish for him. Behind them, though, it was all frantic action going on with the likes of Tommy Searle, Max Anstey, Joel Roulant, Jake Nichols and Arnold Tonus, but in the end it was a win for Ken Roczen ahead of his teammate Hurlings. MX1, race 1, and it was the Hondas of Rui Gonçalves, Evgeny Bobryshev and the KTM of Tony Cairoli who came out with that all-important whole shot. Behind him, though, it was Rui Gonçalves, and Evgeny Bobryshev was third, with Clement Nassau making this move on the opening lap on Stephen Frossard to go 4th. As the race wore on, though, in drying conditions, Clement Nassau would then go after Evgeny Bobryshev, and he found a way through at the bottom end of the circuit after about 5 laps. A little bit further back, Stephen Frossard was finding it tough in these dry conditions, and eventually he would finish in 5th position. But Clement Nassau left it a little bit late. With a lap and a half to go, he eventually found a way past Rui Gonçalves to move into 2nd, but it was Tony Cairoli who led from start to finish and went on to take victory in moto number 1 to extend his lead at the top of the championship. In MX2 race 2, Arnold Tonus at the inside on the bike of Cosworth Wildwood Yamaha got a good jump and then lost out going down the start straight. Instead, again, it was the 94 of Ken Roczen on the Red Bull Checa factory KTM ahead of his teammate Hurlings and Valentin Tellier. Fast starting Harry Koulas eventually found his way dropping backwards towards 10th position, and Tellier lost 3rd place when he collided with a backmarker at the bottom of the hill, handing that advantage to the number 7 of Arnold Tonus. But Tommy Searle was on the charge, coming from 8th position to eventually close down his teammate Max Anstey, and then of course he went after the likes of the 37 Valentin Tellier and Arnold Tonus to eventually finish in 3rd position. Gauthier Paulin was on the charge as well, starting from 15th place, and he eventually came through into 5th position, following through Tommy Searle. Up front, though, number 94 Ken Roczen was having problems with sweat dripping into the goggles, but he eventually hung on to take victory ahead of his teammate in race 2. Final motor of the day, MX1 race 2. Ken Dyker got squeezed almost immediately going through turn 1, but Evgeny Bobryshev got ripped off the bike going through the midpoint of turn 1. He eventually would crash again later on in the race and not finish, and so the rider 4th in the championship would pick up no points in moto number 2. Tanel Leon got the whole shot on the Casino Bond TM ahead of the 121 of Xavier Borg, who held on for as long as he could before being passed by Clement Nassau and Rui Gonçalves. Eventually, though, the top 3 looked like this: the number 6 of Tanel Leon, the 999 of Gonçalves and the 25 of Nassau, who eventually found his move down here on the inside of the Portuguese and went into 2nd position. A lap or so later, he found a way past the Estonian and then led and was in the perfect position to go on and win the overall Grand Prix. Tony Cairoli started in 8th, and when he passed his teammate Max Nagel, he went up into 4th position, but it was a win for Nassau.